Hey, it's Stacey Ashley here, and I wanted to share with you an activity to really help you to focus on your leadership of self and make sure that you can continue to turn up as your best version of leadership self. I shared this in an article recently, and I had so many comments about how do I do this activity that I wanted to actually kind of talk you through it and show you how it's done. And it's based on the Wheels of Life, but this particular focus with this activity, as I said, is about leadership of self. How do you resource yourself? How do you fill your own cup so that you can show up as a leader each and every day? So showing up as the best version of leadership self that you want to be, and you want to show and you want to demonstrate. So the first thing that you need to do is grab a piece of paper or a tablet, whatever you use, and draw a wheel like I've already pre-drawn here. And you want to create some dimensions. So just create some spokes on your wheel to reflect the different things, different factors that contribute to resourcing yourself, contribute to you, feeling energized and feeling on point and feeling like you're set up to kind of perform at your best. So for me, I'll just share some of the things that I know are really useful so that I can show up at my best. And so there's some basics like, sleep and food and exercise. So draw this for yourself and just write down the different factors that work to support you. So I've got sleep, food, of course, exercise. Now for me, one of the things that's really important is outside time. I've got reading, I've got family time, super important, social, having those connections that are, not work related to give me some diversity and some new energy into my space. And the last one for me that's really, really important is learning. So what I want you to do is to map out for yourself what are the different factors that and I've got 8, but you could have 10 or 12 or however many you need, or less, 6. The key things that contribute to giving you energy, to really getting you into a space where you feel like yourself, and so that you can actually show up. And then what you do is you actually go, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, with each spoke starting at the middle and going to the outside. On a scale of 0 to 10, where am I tracking at the moment? And we don't have to get 10 for everything, but where do I think I'm operating at the moment? And so I'll just do mine. Okay, so you mark those up. Where do you think you are on that scale of 0 to 10? And then you join up those points. Okay, and so you end up with this kind of wonky wheel. It's just a reflection of how are those factors showing up for you at the moment. And that's our starting point. Whenever we want to create change or we want to look for opportunity, we need to be honest about where we start. So now what I want to do is I want to look at, okay, so if that's where I am at the moment, in order for me to show up at my best, where do I think I need to be in terms of those different factors? And again, we're not aiming necessarily for 100%. Just for you, where do you think those factors need to be to give you the best opportunity to really be showing up as a leader? So I'll quickly do mine and you do the same. Okay, so I've marked those up, and now what I want is for you to join up those different points across your different factors. So we've got a different wonky wheel, and what this does is it helps us to identify, like, what are your opportunities? What are your opportunities to really resource yourself so that you can lift up, you can have the ability to really offer a sustainable presence, a sustainable leadership, because of course tough times at the moment, but being a leader always has its challenges, and so our ability to resource ourselves, to lead ourselves, is key to our long-term leadership success. So identify where you've got the biggest gaps in your wheel, because that's where your biggest opportunities are. So I've got a couple of big gaps over here, and I've got just a little gap here. So for me, I need to look at maybe how I can incorporate a little bit more exercise and a lot more outside time, because I know that that really replenishes me. And fortunately, I'm actually able to do those two things at once. I can go for a walk outside, or, you know, go down to the park with my kids, or, you know, there's lots of options. So once you identify what the gap is, what the opportunity is, what are your options? A little bit of self-coaching. What are your options to close that gap just a little bit and fill your own cup a little bit more? So what can I do? What can I do to move forward? What can I do to make progress? Those are the sorts of questions that you can ask yourself. So what can I do? I can go for a walk, you know, twice a week outside. I could even just go into the backyard and do a little bit of a, I don't know, fit workout or something like that. So there's lots of things that I've got the opportunity to do. So my question for you is, what is your opportunity, and what's the action that you're going to take to resource yourself, re-energize yourself, and make sure that you can continue to be the leader that you want to be by focusing on the factors that make a difference for you, that replenish you, and that enable you to really show up